Yo, what's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of April 2017. Sagittarius, quick announcement before I start your forecast. I'm posting daily astrology on my Facebook page now. My Facebook page is Gregory Furlan. I'm going to be posting every day for all 12 signs. So head there, check out your forecast, read your daily astrology, Sagittarius. It's really cool. I think you're really going to like it. And I'm now going to jump into your forecast for the month of April 2017. And the sun is going to be transiting the sign of Aries throughout the month of April 2017. And Aries is your fifth house, and that's to do primarily with your romantic situation. So the sun's going to be in this area all the way up until April 19th. Now, if you're a Sagittarius that has children, this area also has to do with your children. So you're going to be a lot busier when it comes to matters with your children up until April 19th. And also for you creative Sagittariuses, you're going to be involved in any creative endeavors during this time. On April 19th, the sun is going to shift into Taurus. Taurus is your sixth house. That's to do with your work, your daily life, and your health. So things are going to get a lot busier when it comes to your work, Sagittarius, following April 19th. But those are the main themes for you, Sagittarius, for the month of April 2017. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat on April 2nd, Venus, the planet of love, is retrograding so much that now it's moving backwards into Pisces. And Pisces is your fourth house. That's to do primarily with your home and your family situation. And Venus is the planet of love. Now, it's been retrograding in Aries since March 4th, but it's going backwards so much that it's moving back into Pisces. Now, when a planet retrogrades, it's not actually going backwards. It looks like it is. But what does that mean astrologically? Well, it's interesting because Venus is the planet of love. And when it does a retrograde going backwards, potentially it could symbolize or signify somebody coming from the past. Potentially, who have you been involved with romantically in the past, Sagittarius? This person could be making a reappearance during this time. Now, when I talk about love from the past, it doesn't always have to do with this lifetime. It could potentially be somebody from a past life. So some of you Sagittarius could have somebody coming in from a past life, and you might even know this person already. Potentially you've been involved with this person before. Other Sagittariuses, maybe not. Maybe there's a soulmate coming in who you haven't met them yet in this lifetime, Sagittarius. So there's could resonate differently for all Sagittariuses, but the fact that Venus is retrograding in Pisces suggests that potentially this person, whoever this soulmate is, could potentially somehow be connected to your home or your family life. So, who do you know who's connected to your family potentially, who could be a soulmate, Sagittarius? So keep your eyes open for that. Now, if you're a Sagittarius that's coupled up, this is just you and your significant other. If you're coupled up and happy, this is you and your significant other basically shaking off old, outdated tendencies regarding your romantic situation. So anything that's outdated in your romantic situation, that's going to be on its way out, so new processes can come in. On April 5th, Mars, the planet of passion, is in Taurus, and Taurus is your sixth house. That's to do with your work situation. It's making a positive angle to Pluto, which is in Capricorn. Capricorn is your second house. That's to do with your money situation. So this is a great day for money, and this is a great day for your work. So April 5th, whatever's happening work-wise, whatever's happening money-wise, it looks really good. If you don't receive any sort of, actual tangible compensation on April 5th, the performance that you're exhibiting on April 5th in your work situation is eventually going to, get you more money coming down the line, Sagittarius. So keep up the good work. On April 6th, Saturn's retrograding. So Saturn begins its retrograde cycle. It looks like it's going backwards. It's not really going backwards, but it looks like it is, and it's going to be retrograding all the way up until August 25th. So this is quite a process. So throughout the spring and the summertime, and Saturn's in your sign, Sagittarius, it's in the first house. It's, for you as a Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the first house of self. So this could put maybe there's something that you want to move forward or make progress with about yourself, Sagittarius. This could potentially hold it up. And Saturn's the planet of challenges, and it's been in your sign for quite some time. It's been in your sign for maybe the past year and a half to 2 years. And, some of you Sagittarius maybe felt like you've been through the ringer with this. No pun intended. I mean, look, Saturn's got rings around it. But yeah, some of you Sagittarius has maybe felt like you've been through some difficult situations since then. Well, you're on the last leg of this race, Sagittarius, because Saturn's going to move out of your sign on December 20, on December 2017. So I think some of you will be able to breathe a sigh of relief during then. But until then, Saturn's retrograding, so it's kind of holding up this process of, it's a restructuring of self. Whoever you were initially when Saturn entered your sign, you're going to be somebody completely different by the time Saturn leaves your sign. This process is kind of being put on hold. It's going to, Saturn's not going to start moving forward again in your sign until April 25th. On April 7th, the sun is in Aries. That's your fifth house, has to do with your romantic situation. It's making an opposition to Jupiter, which is in Libra. And Libra is your 11th house, has to do with your friendships and your social situation. So there's going to be kind of a tug of war between your love life and your social situation, Sagittarius, on April 7th. So you got the sun in Aries on this end of the sky. That's your fifth house, has to do with your romantic situation. And then you got Jupiter in Libra on the opposite end of the sky, and they're making an opposition to each other. So, what does this suggest? It's going to be like your love interest is going to be like, Sagittarius, I want you to come with me this way. And then your friendships on the other end of the situation are going to be like, no, Sagittarius, we want you to come hang out with us. So you're going to have to kind of decide right around April 7th, what do you want to do? Do you want to spend time with your love interest? Do you want to go with your friends? You're going to be pulled back and forth from both of them, so you'll figure it out on that day. On April 9th, Mercury, the planet of communication, goes retrograde in Taurus, and Taurus is your sixth house. That's to do with your work, your daily life, and your health. And when Mercury goes retrograde, it brings delays, it brings holdups, it brings challenges. So, you can expect Sagittarius to have some challenges in the workplace following April 9th. So, communication might be a little bit difficult in the workplace following April 9th. You may not be able to get your message across the way you want to. You're even going to see like some tangible things happening. Like you're going to see like, probably your computers are going to start like doing like glitches and stuff and weird stuff like that. You'll notice it's not going to be real prominent, but you'll notice some subtle stuff like that, like electronics that aren't working properly at work. So potentially some issues there. You might have some issues with your health potentially following April 9th for some of you. Or maybe you want to make progress with your health, but for some reason this is kind of a holdup after April 9th. On April 11th, there's full moon in Libra. Libra is your 11th house, has to do with your friendships and your social situation. And full moons, they can shake things up sometimes. So following the full moon on April 11th, you could have some challenges in your friendships. Maybe you're not disagreeing, or maybe you're not seeing eye to eye with some of your friends on certain issues. And, there could be some changes in friendships because full moons bring changes, Sagittarius. So if you always see yourself hanging out with the same people, you could be hanging out with a different group of people following April 11th than you normally do. And for other Sagittarius, potentially could see some, some sort of update or some sort of development regarding technology potentially. Following the full moon in Libra, your 11th house of friendships on April 11th, this area also has to do with groups of people and your social situation. So potentially some Sagittarius are going to find them sometime following the full moon on April 11th. Some Sagittarius are going to see themselves in the midst of some sort of social event, where there's going to be all these people. And April 15th, Venus, the planet of love, moves direct in Pisces. And that's your Pisces is your fourth house of your romantic situation. So here we go again. I mean, if you are a Sagittarius that maybe somehow had a soulmate that's connected to your family or whatever, at this point you're going to decide whether or not that's the whole point. I mean, Venus goes back to this area to try to figure out whether or not you're supposed to be with somebody or if you're supposed to let go for good. So, here on April 15th, if there's anybody that's connected to your family situation who, potentially you were romantically involved with in the past, or potentially, this could be a soulmate situation potentially. Now's the time where you're going to figure out whether you're supposed to let go of this person or move forward with them. So you'll figure it out on that date, Sagittarius. And you're really going to, no matter what your situation is, Sagittarius, you're going to have a lot clearer of a perspective regarding what you want with love following April 15th. And on April 20th, Pluto's going retrograde in Capricorn. Capricorn is your second house of your money situation. There could be a holdup regarding money following April 20th. This process is going to last all the way until September 28th. So this is quite a process. I mean, if you're really waiting for money to come in, Sagittarius, there could be some kind of holdup or some kind of stoppage or blockage regarding money that's supposed to be coming into your life. And this is going to start on April 20th. It's not going to end until September 28th. After September 28th, you'll probably have a lot more clarity about what's happening with your money situation. Also on April 20th, Mercury retrograde enters Aries. Aries is your fifth house, has to do with your romantic situation. Mercury is communication. So this is going to bring some challenges in your communications regarding romance. So if you're communicating to any romantic interests on April 20th, then potentially are starting April 20th and all the way up until May 3rd when Mercury moves direct again, because it's been retrograding in Taurus, but now all of a sudden it's retrograding so much that it's going back into Aries, your fifth house of romance, on April 20th, and then it doesn't move forward in Aries until May 3rd. So you're going to probably have some challenges communicating about romance all the way up until May 3rd. And on April 26th, there's a new moon in Taurus, and Taurus is your sixth house. It has to do with your work. It has to do with your daily life. It has to do with your health. So the way it works is the new moon is going to hit on April 26th, and then the 6 months that follow the new moon, all these new developments are going to start coming down the pike regarding your work situation. So, new stuff coming in for you, Sagittarius, work-wise, whether that means you're going to stay within your existing company and there's just going to be new stuff happening around you in the 6 months that follow April 26th, or potentially, some of you Sagittarius just get packing up and go into a new line of work altogether. And this also has to do with your daily life and your daily process. So new daily process, potentially, and what do you do? What do you think about your daily process, Sagittarius? What do you do now? That process could change in the 6 months that follow April 26th. New stuff coming up for your health in the 6 months that follow April 26th, and your fitness. Thank you for watching this video. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Official, Facebook, Gregory Furlan. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.